Yeah, good morning to both of you guys. Right now we are at Rolling Ridge in Hempstead, a neighborhood right here, and if you take a look on this hill right above us, there's a serious wall of flames just marching down this hillside towards this neighborhood we're standing in at the moment. We have several strike teams that are in the area doing some structure protection. You can see one of the units coming through here right now. The wind is really starting to gust. The only good thing is fire burns downhill slower than it burns uphill, but you can see a pretty large fire department presence coming through this neighborhood. And firefighters are doing a fantastic job protecting life, protecting property, and also making sure people are getting out of these areas before the danger comes to them. And this is evident of that because there's nobody in this neighborhood other than fire units. So people knew to leave here. It looks like we got maybe one. Look at all these embers blowing up, Sam. This is the problem. Take a look at that. That's what the wind does. The wind gusts up, and look at all those embers. Who knows where all these embers are going to go? They could start a spot fire somewhere. That is the issue with these Santa Ana winds, and that's why these fires are able to spot so far ahead of themselves. Yeah, we got a big gust of wind right here.
Man.
This is, look at that. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but that's
Bill,
that's what we're talking
cover.
about with these
Bill,
gusts.
if you need to take cover, get out of there. Yeah.
We're good. We're good. We got the live truck a little bit behind us. We left the engine running, so we're all right.
All right.
That's just a prime example of when the wind kicks up. You'll have like a 5-minute lull where it feels like, wow, it's just a little breeze, and then something like that happens. It's just a quick 15-second gust, and you saw what it did with those embers. It just spiraled them all over the place, and who knows where they went. So we are now the only ones left on this street right here. There was a fire photographer who was near us. He has since left. No more fire units on the street right here. It looks like there's a spot fire down there, Sam, if you can see that. It looks like the fire might be spotting above itself, ahead of itself, excuse me, which is very common when we have these wind-driven fires like this. These embers can get carried for miles. Christine, unfortunately, that spot fire we saw earlier was not a spot fire. It's a home on fire. There's this Rolling Ridge and Ridgewood here in Agoura Hills, and you can take a look. Firefighters are trying everything they can to stop this home from being a total loss, but unfortunately, it looks like it's all gonna go. The whole home, it's going to be a shell of what it once was. That roof is well involved right now. We have several units on scene here trying to put this fire out. But this is what happens with the winds. There are no other homes burning on this street. These embers pick and choose which house they're going to hit. And unfortunately, this house got selected. The embers must have gotten underneath the eaves. Who knows what happened, but you can see this home is well involved right now. And firefighters are throwing as much water on as they can right now, but it's not... doesn't look like it's doing a whole lot of good because these winds are really just kicking up, and this house, it's gonna go. And man, it's just a heartbreaker. Dan and Christine, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, Bill, where are you?
We're at Rolling Ridge in Hempstead. This is that first location we went live to you guys at about 20 minutes ago. We were telling you how those flames were moving down the hill. Look how much closer they're getting right here. These winds are pushing them down and down and down, and we are now right up against the fence of this cul-de-sac right here. We have one unit here set up to defend this house. This is just a few blocks away from that house we just showed you that caught on fire. There is one single LA County Fire Department unit here. Absolutely dry and windy. That's the two things you need to know. Very dry and very windy out here. Right now we're in a little bit of a lull. We haven't had one of those big gusts for probably 5 to 10 minutes or so, but believe me, it's coming because it's been happening ever since we drove through this neighborhood. And here's one right now. Take a look. Whoa. All right, you can see everything just went dark. We got embers flying everywhere. And be careful here. All right, just want to make sure those flames don't get pushed into us here, but you can see that was a big gust right there. We lost visibility. Everything went dark from all the dust and the ash and everything. And now you can see what it's doing to those flames. It's rushing up that hill. We talk about when flames go uphill, how much faster they move, and that gust just started those flames were moving downhill, I believe, and now it looks like they're being pushed back uphill. So that shows what the winds can do. But guys, you just saw that live with us 20 seconds ago. One of those random gusts just comes out of nowhere. It swirls everything around, and it's a huge problem. Christine, unfortunately, we have a brand new house that has gone up in flames and is going to be a total loss here. We are at Rolling Ridge and Stonecrest, and this looks like another case of those winds carrying the embers, and they're able to get under the roof, under the eave somehow, because there are no other homes on this street on fire from what I can see, and it's quite a bit away from the front fire line. So just like that house we showed you a short time ago, that's also a total loss. It looks like the embers got this one as well, fully involved. This one's going to be a total loss. You can see the firefighters doing what they can to put it out.
Bill, if your cameraman can cue you, what can you share? Go ahead, Bill.
Well, Dan and Christine, let me tell you right now, we are on PCH right near K-Nun Dune. That's the closest cross street, and it is hell on earth out here, guys. I've never seen anything like this before here in the Malibu area, and I'm a SoCal native. Take a look at just how many homes are burning here. Not one, not two, not three, more than 6 in this general area, and they are all total losses. Kevin, if we just pan up on this hillside up here, I just want to show you guys. This is one home that was just roaring a few minutes ago, just taking off. There was some electrical arcing going on. We've been hearing propane gas tanks exploding all night long. And we've been going up and down PCH in this K-Nun Dune area for the last couple of hours or so. There's been no cell phone service. We believe a cell tower is burned down. And we've seen at least 25 to 30 homes that have been completely destroyed here in this area on PCH. Again, this is near PCH and K-Nun Dune. I just want people to understand exactly where we're at. And you're looking at a hillside right now of multiple homes on fire. These are extremely nice, extremely expensive homes, and they're total losses. Kevin, if we can pan a little bit more over to the left, there's more homes over here that have burned down as well. Fire crews have actually been inside the skeletons of them, just trying to mop up and clean up the rest of what's left of these homes. And we've seen some really heart-wrenching scenes this evening, guys. When we first got out here to PCH this afternoon, when the sun was still up, there was a woman who showed up to her boyfriend's house. It was fully engulfed in flames, and she just started wailing. She put her hand over her mouth. She started crying. She said everything he had is in that house, and it's just really heart-wrenching to see. But again, it's indescribable. It almost looks like a bomb went off here off of PCH. So many of us drive up and down here on a nice summer day, ready to go to the beach, and it just looks like it's another world here tonight. There's fire everywhere you look. And there are so many homes burning, we can't even keep track of them. We've gone up and down the PCH area. We've gone up and down all sorts of different cross streets, just checking on different neighborhoods. And every single neighborhood that we go into has multiple homes on fire. And we're not just talking a patio or a door. They're completely burnt to the ground. And sometimes it's startling because there's natural gas hissing. Some of the flames turn into turquoise blue. There's propane tanks exploding all over the place. There's power lines down all over the place. Just to get to where we are tonight, we had to drive through Calabasas and Malibu Canyon. Some of the roads were completely impassable because there were power lines down all over the place. So it's a really, really upsetting scene out here in Malibu tonight, guys. It is still windy. The winds have not died down that much. We're still getting strong gusts of wind. But from what we can see, we're completely surrounded by fire everywhere we look. And it's really heartbreaking because when this thing is all said and done, a lot of families are going to come home to homes that no longer exist. Well, Dan and Christine, what I can tell you is power is completely out here in Malibu tonight. The only light you're going to find is the ominous orange glow of a house being burned down. And unfortunately, there's a lot of that happening tonight here in this Point Dume neighborhood. Let me show you a look around this neighborhood. Here's one of the homes that isn't going to make it through the morning. Unfortunately, it looks like this house is a victim of those embers that get carried around with these Santa Ana winds. The next door neighbor's house is fine on each side. So is the neighbor across the street. But unfortunately, this one got caught by one of those embers, and it's something we've seen all over Malibu today. And it's the problem with these Santa Ana winds. They're able to gust so strong, they can carry these embers so far, they can go for over a mile. And unfortunately, all it takes is for it to land on a plant, some sort of brush, and the entire house can go up. We've seen a lot of heartbreaking things today. And let's take a look at some video we shot earlier when we first got into Malibu. We came across this extremely emotional woman who pulled up to a house that was on fire in Malibu. It was her boyfriend's. He had owned it for 50 years, and she realized it was burning to the ground. She was extremely emotional, saying it meant so much to him, that he had so much stuff in there, but at the same time, she was thankful they were able to get their animals out. But it was just a really heart-wrenching scene to watch just how upset she was, and unfortunately, that was playing out all across Malibu today. Let's take a look at some more video we shot, because my photographer Kevin and I, we've been driving around all Malibu today, all at PCH, going into different neighborhoods, and we've seen at a bare minimum at least 30 to 40 houses completely burned to the ground. Take a look at some of this video we shot. Some of these homes are massive, so expensive, so nice. We all know the reputation Malibu has. It's gorgeous. It's right here on the coast. And so many of these homes are going to be gone come the morning. And again, it's largely the fault of these embers, because the front fire line, it was nowhere near these homes. But these embers, they got carried down from the mountainside They get into the eaves and they just pick and choose which homes they want to burn. So you can see all that video we shot tonight, so many different homes completely burned to the ground. Let's take a look at some more video we shot. This is from a little bit north of Zuma Beach, and what you're seeing here is the far western flank of this fire. It made it all the way to PCH, literally right where the ocean is. Just think about this for a second. The fire started in Simi Valley in the Chatsworth area, and it made its way all the way to the ocean by Zuma Beach. And what you're looking at is the far edge of that fire. It jumps PCH, and it eventually spots on the other side and starts burning down to the ocean. But thankfully, there was a strike team. That was LA County Fire Department's engine number 58 came by, and they stopped it. They were able to knock it out. But it just goes to show you how far this fire has spread in a little over a day and a half. It's wild to see, and it's largely the fault of these Santa Ana winds. As we come back out here live tonight, you're taking a look at one house burning here in the Point Dume area. As we mentioned before, it's certainly not the only one. Kevin, if we can just pan around this neighborhood, we have multiple homes still burning here. We counted 3 on this street alone. This is Dume Street. As we were driving into this neighborhood, we saw probably 4 to 6 other homes completely burning to the ground. We spoke with one man who said he had been fighting for his house all day long. He decided to stay behind. He decked himself out in fire gear, and he said he lost all of his outhouses, but all day long he's been fighting to save his house, and he's been successful so far. There are fire units going up and down the street trying to save as many homes as they can, but unfortunately they are stretched so thin. We've gone up and down PCH all evening tonight, and the fire teams, they can't be everywhere at once. This fire spreads so quickly, so fast, and unfortunately there's probably going to be hundreds of homes that are gone in the Malibu area and in the entire Southern California area where this fire has been affected. Chatsworth, Agoura Hills, Simi Valley, this fire has spread so quickly, but here in Malibu, we're going to be looking at some serious damage, some serious loss in the morning, and some heartbroken families. For now, reporting live in Malibu tonight, Bill Malugin, Fox 11 News.